All right, so just introduce yourself.
What's up, everybody? My name's Joel uh,
Last name.
Torrez, artist from Houston, Texas. Been doing art my whole life, and yeah, here to chat about some art, the industry, all kinds of good stuff.
So, how how old were you when you started in a tattoo shop?
Man, I was 24 years old. I started getting tattooed right when I turned 18, and you know, working all kinds of dead end jobs, and when I asked the guys that I was getting tattooed from, how do you go about, getting into this business, man? There was a lot of, just you don't want to do this. You know what I mean? You can't do this. So I kind of just,
A lot of gatekeeping.
yes, a lot of gatekeeping. And yeah, so I was like, okay, never mind. I'll just go work my dead end job or whatever. But yeah, in 94, back in the 1900s, uh, one of the local artists who owned his shop came into the business where I was working at and said he had seen some of my artwork and asked if I had ever thought about tattooing. And yeah, I told him I thought about it, but it was tough to get into. So he kind of got my foot in the door, and yeah, I think I quit my job the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you immediately just go over to the shop and?
Yeah, I went over. We hung out that night, and he just kind of showed me around and showed me what they were doing there. And yeah, it was really cool. A bunch of artwork, bunch of cool dudes. So yeah, I went to work the next day. Told them I need to put in my 2 week notice, and yeah, I started tattooing. I think it was probably that week.
Nice.
Yeah. Now, the apprenticeship back then. It's a little bit different. Now, but it was kind of it was a crash course, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the trial by fire,
Trial by fire, man. Get in there
sink or
and
swim.
and let's see what you can do.
Well, it was a different time back
It was a
then.
different time, yeah.
Um,
I think it's a good thing now that all these regulations are in place and everything's being done safely. Yeah.
yeah. How long would you say you apprenticed for?
I was at that shop for a couple of years, but it was kind of odd because the guy that was showing me how to tattoo could barely tattoo himself. Uh, and I think it was probably about 6 months down the line where he was kind of asking me, "Hey, man, how'd you do this and how'd you do that?" And I just kind of had to figure things out on my own because I knew that what he was doing wasn't the way it was done.
Yeah.
And back then, we didn't have Google and all this stuff. So we had magazines, and
A lot of trial and error.
a lot of trial and error, but you could see through the magazines, like these guys are, if they're doing let's say a portrait, for instance, they're not going in there and putting these hard traditional lines in there. They're just grazing things, or maybe even just shading some things. But yeah, so I knew that what he was doing wasn't the way to do it. So I kind of toughed it out there and just kind of, yeah, trial by error, man. Just try something, see if it works, and if it doesn't work, try it a different way.
So is that the shop that you stayed at,
I
or did
did.
you finish your
Yeah,
apprenticeship somewhere else? Or
no, I stayed there, man. But yeah, like I said, I just kind of tried to figure things out on my own. And then the guy that I was working for, he had a good friend who had a shop right at the corner of Westheimer and Montrose. And yeah, that's where I met Mark. And shit, the rest is history, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what were some of your biggest influences when you were starting out?
Um,
Doesn't have to be tattoo artist. It could be any artist.
just
Or
any, yeah. I mean, of course, I like the Frank Frazetta stuff, Boris Vallejo, H.R. Geiger, Salvador Dali, all these guys, even some of the old masters, Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo.
Yeah.
But as far as tattooing, um, I don't know, man. They had like I said, we were looking at the magazines, and they had guys like Jack Rudy and Brian Everett. Um, all these guys that were doing this awesome black and gray work. Uh, and then you had guys who were trying different things, like Guy Atchison and these guys,
Little
putting
Vinnie Myers,
yeah, little Vinnie Myers,
Marcus Pacheco.
all these guys, man, and yeah, so I think it was kind of it was changing a little bit. The artwork was changing, some of the way things were done.
Hmm.
Those things were changing as well.
Yeah, there was definitely a changing of the guard
Yeah,
around the 90s.
yeah, it was interesting. And then they started doing this big bold new school work with like these over exaggerated lines and
Hmm.
just super bright colors and super saturated, man. I love that stuff too.
So, what now, currently, what would you say you're most comfortable doing? What
um
gives you the most pleasure,
I like doing
tattoo wise? I mean.
traditional stuff, whether it's Americana or Japanese or whatever. I just feel like that stuff. You can kind of see it from across the room. You don't have to like really get up on it or
Hmm.
and see all the detail. It's big, it's bold. And
Yeah,
that stuff's gonna last through the years. Some of this,
it's
mic,
timeless.
yeah, it's timeless, it's classic. But I feel like some of this micro realism that's hot these days, um, it might not last the test of time as well. I just feel like those classic designs, they're gonna stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk about that for a little bit.
Hmm.
What What are your thoughts on the current state of tattooing?
Oh man, I mean, there's so much. It's just there's so many different aspects. It's like the apprenticeships are a little different. The way the shops are run a little different. Of course, you have these mainstream shows that are coming out. So there's a lot of different things that kind of affect the industry, I think. But you know, I'm like a relic, I guess. Fucking older. So I just fucking believe you get in there, you fucking work your ass off. You get paid,
Hmm.
and you try to do the best you can. And there's gonna be some days where this fucking something's not working right or whatever. You got to adjust and fucking keep pushing.
So what would you say are the most important aspects or values to you when it comes to giving someone a tattoo? What is it you are most concerned with when they walk out the door?
Well, you want to do, again, there's a number of things. You want to make sure you do a clean tattoo, uh, as far as like everything being sterile and clean. But you also want to do a badass tattoo, and you want to
Mm-hmm.
get it done in a timely fashion. Uh, just fucking work hard, man. I believe in working hard and getting paid for it, and there's just some of these guys who, I don't know, man. They kind of use this gimmicks to kind of pull people in, but I feel like in the long run, the fucking proof is in the pudding. You know what I mean? It's like the tattoo is what matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, your clients, you know, make sure they feel good when they walk out with that tattoo.
Now, for the client's perspective, I know you can't speak for anyone, but do you feel that their view on getting a tattoo has changed over the years? Do
Definitely.
you think, like currently, do you think the younger people care as much as people used to about the cleanliness, the experience itself, the quality of the tattoo, those types of things? Do you think that's still as much of as important to younger clients now?
there's all kinds of different kinds of clients, and I feel like when I travel, um, you know, I, don't- I don't want this to come off like the wrong way, so I want to be careful. But it seems like when I tattoo here, um, it's quantity over quality.
Hmm.
As long as they're getting a lot of work, it doesn't really matter too much what it looks like. And it's a bummer, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, but however the client feels, I feel like it's my personal duty to do my best because it's my name on it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been to other places where like people are just, yeah, they'll pay for quality work and they don't care what it costs. Where I feel like here, um, it's kind of the other way around, and maybe you get that everywhere, but because I see a lot of people who are on TV and they're covered with stuff, man. They're covered with all this uh, work that's, I don't know. They got all the money in the world and they could have like something like completely amazing, and it's just not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if anyone's wondering, when he says here, we're currently in Houston, Texas,
Down south.
down south, and it is a huge city. People from all over the world. We are very packed in, and there are a lot of choices.
There are a lot of choices. Yeah.
Do you feel currently with TikTok and Instagram and social media in general, how much do you feel that's impacted the tattoo industry as a whole?
I think it's a pretty good thing because, you can get your stuff out to be seen by a lot of people. Um, that being said, there's also a lot of scams going on, and so you just got to be careful. So, but I remember back in the day when I was first started getting tattooed. You'd go to the shop, you'd look at people's portfolio, you'd say, "Oh, I like this guy's work," and you'd talk to that guy, you'd meet him, shake his hand, and you guys would discuss whatever you guys are going to do. And I think nowadays, it's just people find these Pinterest ideas. Nothing against it, but uh, you know, we're artists. We like to create, but I feel like a lot of people have these ideas, and that's what they want. And nothing against that, but like I said, we're artists, and we like to put a twist on things. I get the idea. Let's make it your own. Let's make it for you.
Hmm.
But that's I guess just my personal view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what keeps you going?
Shit, man. I'm an artist.
What gets you up in the morning and keeps you
Yeah.
driving forward to keep doing this?
You know,
It's been how long now?
since the 1900s. Yeah, it's been what 2026 or 2020, yeah, 2026. So yeah, it's been this is going to be 32 years for me doing tattoos. But like I said, I was an artist before that, and that's what really keeps me going. Is I'm an artist at heart, and we only got so many days on this earth, so I feel like you want to leave your mark, you know. Uh, so even after you're gone, there's still things left over,
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix left us Electric Ladyland, you know what I mean? So it's like, you just do the best you can to leave your mark, and
Yeah.
I don't like to waste too much time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so legacy.
Legacy, yeah. Yeah. And I'm fortunate enough to where I have one of my kids that tattoos, so they're going to carry that on for me, I hope, once I'm gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah. The industry's different for
Yeah,
sure.
man, it's gone through a lot of changes,
When we started,
Yeah.
it's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad
just-
thing. I think some of the fundamentals have been lost, man. not too many people are making needles these days, things like that, of course, now everybody's using these pens and, switching over to carts and stuff like that. More power to you, man, if that's what works for you.
Yeah, it's convenience.
Yeah. I mean, whatever gets the job done. I'm old school, so I use a coil machine for lining. I do use a rotary for color and shade, but you know, we were talking earlier about having to pivot sometimes, and if you want to last, you're going to have to make these little adjustments sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you couldn't tattoo anymore,
hmm
what would you, what do you see yourself doing? What could you see yourself doing if you weren't tattooing?
Dude, the only reason I'm tattooing is, until I make it big, being a world famous rock star, traveling the globe playing heavy metal music. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So it's coming. It's coming.
it is. It is.
But yeah, I don't know, man. It would be art related. Like I said, I'm an artist at heart, so whether it's tattooing or painting or making music or whatever, just be creative.
Yeah,
Yeah,
always creating.
always creating. Yeah.
Well, is there anything that you would want to say to the younger generations coming up?
Oh man,
Any knowledge
just
or wisdom you'd like to pass on?
just do it for the right reason, man. If you're gonna get in this industry, it's not easy. There's a lot of ups and downs. Some days you're gonna be hungry. Some days you're gonna be having steaks. So um, if you want to be having steaks every day, you might want to do something else. So I don't know, man. Just be true to the art.
Yeah.
Be true to the art.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else you would like to say to everybody, or?
Um, yeah, man. Just everybody be cool to each other. Fucking be creative, and yeah, that's about it, I guess.
All right. Well, thank you very
Yeah,
much
yeah,
for sitting with
absolutely.
me today. I'll stop there.